为度化天下无边无际的有情众生，速得无上正等觉圆满佛果，请大家发广大殊胜的菩提心，以及方便广大密咒神动机，并且如理如法的谛听。
Please listen to the teaching by cultivating the two aspects of supreme motivation, the vast intention of the Mahayana Bodhicitta, and the vast method of the sacred mantra Vajrayana, so as able to lead all sentient beings as limitless as space to the state of the unsurpassed Buddhahood.
然后我们在讲课的时候，如果是声音有不清楚、听不清楚，或是翻译的声音听不清楚，我的声音听不清楚的话，大家请讲啊。因为我们讲课的时候最重要就是大家要听得清楚，如果听不清楚的话，我们就浪费时间了。所以呢，请大家如果是后面的道友或是英文的听众有听不清楚的地方，怎么样的话，请做回应，我们可以调整啊。
So before the class begins, so if the sound or the voice, there's any issue that it's not clear or it's not loud enough, please feel free to let me know. Especially either the people, the students in the back, or the front, whichever. If you feel like the voice is not clear or it's not loud enough, whether it's English or in Chinese, so please feel free to let us know.
今天呢，我们接下来开始正式讲这个入菩萨行论。那入菩萨行论呢，我们上一堂课的时候呢，我们首先讲解了入菩萨行论的这个首义，也就是说前面的一个论点来说的话，它首先有首义，然后呢就是论义，然后呢就是尾义。那首义的部分呢，就是入菩萨行论这个名字。就是名称的部分，然后顶礼的部分然后呢就是翻译的这个顶礼的部分等等这些呢就是包括在首义里面。这个部分呢我们上次已经讲完了。今天呢我们开始讲到就是入菩萨行论的第一品菩提心的利益从这里开始，好像是这样哈。
So today we officially begin the teaching on the Bodhisattva way of life. In the previous class, we have gave teaching around the content of the introduction regarding of this treaty. In the terms of a treaty, there's the introduction, the actual content, as well as the conclusion. So thereby the introduction, which from previous class, we have discussed the title in which the Bodhisattva way of life, and then as well as paying homage, as well as the translator himself. These teachings have been all included in the first introduction content, and we have finished that in the previous class. So today we'll begin the actual content of this treaty, which is begin by the first chapter, the benefit of the Bodhicitta.
然后这个入菩萨行论呢，按照巴珠仁波切的就是讲解的话呢，他把它分成就是三大主题就是说为了没有生长菩提心的人，为了在自己的相续当中升起菩提心就是讲解了前面的第三品就是为了没有升起菩提心的人，为了他们的相续当中升起菩提心就是前三品，就是为了升起菩提心的这是前面的三品然后之后的三品呢，就是为了已经升起了菩提心的道友呢，将他们的这个菩提心在自己的相续当中能够坚固就是第二个就是三品，就是按照这样讲的。然后最后的接下来的再三品呢，就是已经坚固的菩提心让它更增长所以呢再讲解了就是后面的三品，然后最后一个就是回向品，一共呢就是10品就是巴珠仁波切呢就是以这样分类来讲解。
So this Bodhisattva way of life treaty, according to the teaching of Lama Rinpoche, it consists of 3 major topics. The first 3 chapters are designated for those who have not yet aroused the bodhicitta in their mind stream. The first 3 chapters aimed for the purpose for those to arouse bodhicittas in their mind stream. Then the next 3 chapters are for those who have already arisen bodhicitta, or that have for those who have already developed bodhicitta in their mind stream. It's for the purpose so that their bodhicitta can remain stabilized in their mind stream and become more stabilized, become more firm. And then the next 3 chapters are for those who have already stabilized their bodhicitta to continue and enhance their bodhicitta. So, and then the last chapter is the chapter of dedication of merit. So this consists of total 10 chapters.
然后呢，前面的3品就是第1品、第2品、第3品里面的第1品呢主要就是讲这个菩提心的这个利益就是菩提心的利益。为什么要讲菩提心的利益呢？就是我们当讲了这个菩提心的利益以后呢，我们会对菩提心产生信心，然后呢，在自己的相续当中对菩提心呢有产生信心以及兴趣，想要得到菩提心的这样的一个念头。所以呢，首先是讲菩提心的利益，因为我们没有知道、不懂得菩提心的利益是什么的时候呢，大家都不会觉得有什么兴趣。所以呢，第1品利益要讲的就是，首先我们要对菩提心要有兴趣，要有信心，所以讲第1品就是讲菩提心的利益。
So in the first chapter of the first 3, this chapter 1, talks about the benefit of bodhicitta. So, or here it says in the English that it's the spirit of awakening. Why do we need to talk about the benefit of bodhicitta? It is because once we have disclosed the benefit or talk about the benefit of the bodhicitta, then we were able to have confidence in the bodhicitta itself and become more interested in the bodhicitta. And so to become more interested to arouse bodhicitta in our mind stream. Because if we don't know how the benefits of this bodhicitta, then we wouldn't have much interest. So thereby the first chapter here, we need is for the purpose for us to develop interest as well as confidence towards the bodhicitta itself.
然后第2品里面呢，主要是会讲忏悔业障。为什么要讲忏悔业障呢？因为我们第1品里面讲了对菩提心的利益之后，我们就很要想就是得到这个菩提心，在自己的相续当中升起菩提心。但是呢，要升起菩提心的障碍是什么呢？障碍就是我们的业障。有了业障深重的人，他会障碍你在自己的相续当中升起这个菩提心。所以第2品呢，他就要讲遣除掉我们在相续当中升起菩提心的障碍。所以呢，第2品呢，主要就是讲忏悔。
Then the second chapter is talking about on the teaching, on the confession of karmic obstruction. So thereby after the first chapter in which we talk about the benefit of bodhicitta, then we will really, after reading the first chapter, then we will have this interest or confidence or attempt to develop or arise bodhicitta on our mind stream. However, there's the obstacle to the arousing bodhicitta in our mind stream is our previous karmic obstructions, because in order for you to arise bodhicitta, you need to purify these obstructions. So thereby, through the second chapter is talking about how to eliminate or purify these karmic obstructions through confession.
然后第3品要讲什么呢？第3品就是讲积累资粮。为什么要讲积累资粮呢？因为我们第一个要遣除障碍，那遣除障碍之后呢，要有什么呢？要有一个助缘。没有任何的助缘的话，只是没有障碍，你也没有办法前进。所以呢，第2个助缘，也就是说帮助我们能够升起菩提心的助缘，帮助的这个东西是什么呢？是资粮。所以第3品就是告诉我们怎么样积累资粮。所以呢，你看一下，就是说菩提心的利益，然后忏悔业障、积累资粮，这3个具足的之后，就是让我们在相续当中升起菩提心。所以呢，就是前3品，就是在我们相续当中帮助我们升起菩提心的前3品，就是这3品。
Then the third chapter teaches about on the based on the teaching of how to accumulate merit. So thereby, in order to arouse bodhicitta, first we will need to eliminate any of the karmic obstacle or obstructions, and then we need the necessary condition for us to develop bodhicitta in our mind stream. This necessary condition is the accumulation of merits. So thereby, the third chapter emphasizes on how to accumulate merit. So thereby, by understanding the benefit of bodhicitta and through practice of confession as well as accumulating merits, these three things that's taught in these three chapters will help us to develop bodhicitta in our mind stream.
所以呢，我们要知道菩提心不是一个无缘无故就在自己的相续当中能够升起的，它需要很多的这个因缘具足，还要遣除很多的障碍违缘。那这样的情况，这样的前提下，菩提心在我们的相续当中才会升起。所以呢，就是前三品就是我们相续当中帮助我们就是未生的菩提心能够升起的前三品，就是巴珠仁波切的解释就是这样的，因为这样。
So here we need to understand that bodhicitta is not something that just appears out of nowhere. It actually requires many necessary conditions, and that it actually requires to eliminate many of the obstacles. And then by eliminating all these obstacles, doing all this, then it will arise in your mind stream. So thereby, the first three chapters are teachings for us that for those who have not yet developed bodhicitta in their mind stream, is designed for them to develop such this bodhicitta. This is as explained by Bodhicitta Rinpoche.
那今天呢，我们就开始讲第一品菩提心的利益。那菩提心的利益这里呢，也是分首先呢是这个要讲解这个怎么样屈辱或是进入或是接受菩提心就是这样解释的话是这样。然后在这个方面呢，要分两个，我们需要具备什么样的这个身体，心态和身体就是比如说是什么样的人生，或者是呢就是什么样的一个心态或者心性可以能够接受菩提心就是以这样的方式来讲。那首先呢，这里就是说我们需要一个什么样的这个身体或者什么样的一个人生可以能够接受或是能够获得菩提心这样。
So here now we begin by the first chapter on this teaching of the bodhicitta, on essentially on how to enter or accept bodhicitta. So there are actually 2 points in here. We first begin by teaching on what kind of human life or what kind of attitude we need in order to achieve or obtain bodhicitta, such as what kind of livelihood or is this sense of attitude. So here we first begin on what kind of human life that we need in order to obtain this bodhicitta.
首先这里说暇满人生极难得，既得能办人生力，倘若今生力未办，今后怎得此圆满。那这里呢主要就是讲我们的暇满的人生暇满人生难得如果是没有这个暇满的人生的话，我们就是其实菩提心的话不是暇满的人生也是可以有的比如说是动物其他道的众生也可以有，但是这里特别强调的就是说我们暇满的人生是最重要的一个特点所以这里特别强调就暇满人生。
It began by the leisure and endowment, which are so difficult to obtain, have been acquired, and they bring about the welfare of the world. If one fails to take this favorable opportunity into consideration, how then does this occasion occur again? So here it's regarding the the leisure and endowment or the freedom and advantage of this human life is really it's a necessary key point, key factor to arouse bodhicitta. However, in terms of bodhicitta itself, even if it's not a human that's endowed with this freedom advantage, or here it says leisure endowment, can still able to have bodhicitta such as animals. However, here the key point is that in order to able to arouse bodhicitta, having this human life with all the advantages and freedom is a critical point, a critical factor.
那暇满人生即难得。那暇满人生是什么意思呢？就是暇满的意思，就是说我们有空闲，或是有时间可以修行，或是有机会可以修行的意思，就是要有具备这样18种。这样的人，你才可以有真正的完美的、完整的一个条件、一个环境可以修行的意思。所以暇满人生极难得，所以这样的人生是极为难得的。那这个呢，我们以前在普贤上师言教里面讲得非常仔细。那今天的话，我们就是简单的就是讲一下暇满人生是哪一个暇满，是有多少种这个呢种类我讲一下就可以了。
So here it says this leisure and endowment. This is referring to a human life in which we have the time or the opportunity to engage in the Dharma practice, this kind of condition, this time or opportunity. And there's actually 18 types of them in terms of, here it says leisure and endowment. So thereby for a human life to have to able to acquire all these types of leisure and endowment is something that's very rare. In terms of the details of what we refer to as the human life of the leisure endowment has been taught in detail in the previous teaching on the words of my perfect teacher. But here I will give the different types of what it meant of here in terms of leisure and endowment.
首先呢，我们就是有8种无暇，也就是说有8种这个生命我们没有投身到那里，所以呢，我们有空可以修行的意思。那个8种是什么呢？第一个就是地狱。我们没有投身到地狱里面去，如果投身到地狱里面去的话，根本没有空闲修行我们会要感受这个业果业果的痛苦然后我们没有投身到恶鬼道去，如果说我们投身到恶鬼道的话，我们常常是饥渴的痛苦，根本没有闲这个时间去修行第3个呢，我们没有投身到就是畜生道我们到畜生道的话也没有办法修行第4个呢，就是我们没有投身到长寿天。那长寿天的话，它是没有意念或者没有这个想要修行的念头然后呢，我们没有投身到边地边地就是说就是没有这个佛法的地方，边地然后第5个的话，没有投身到邪见者如果是就是一个持有邪见的人的话，他根本不会有修行的念头。然后第6个的话就是没有佛无佛就是佛没有出世的黑暗界如果是这样的话，我们也没有办法修行。然后还第6、第7个是不是第7个或者第8个了？第8个就是阴哑就是哑巴。哑巴的意思就是并不是只不会讲话，而是他的怎么说精神上没有办法思维的那种就是那种人。如果说我们投身到那样的话，他根本无明，没有办法理解佛法的这个意思。所以这个8种的话，就是我们所说的8无暇，我们没有投身到这里，所以我们是圆满了这个8种，意思就是这样的。
So here the first will be referred to as the non-leisure conditions. Such means that we have not taken rebirth in these 8 non-leisure realms or conditions. So first is the hell realm, that if we have taken rebirth in hell realm, then we would not have the opportunity to engage in Dharma practice, because we have to constantly endure the suffering of our karmic obstruction. And also we have not taken rebirth in the Preta realm, because in the Preta realm then we have to endure this hunger constantly and have no opportunity or time to practice. nor we have taken rebirth in the animal realm, because we were not able to practice Dharma as well. And then the next one is that we have not taken rebirth in the heaven of longevity, because if you have taken rebirth in that realm, then you will not have any thoughts or motivation to engage in Dharma practice. We have also not taken rebirth in the world in which there is no Buddha Dharma, and also we have not taken rebirth in the air places with the wrong view. For in the realms where there's wrong view or people with wrong view, they wouldn't have the intention or the mindset to engage in Dharma practice. And also, we have not taken rebirth in the kalpa, or the period of time when there's no Buddha that's appeared. Then, because then that condition we were not able to practice as well. And we have not taken rebirth as a person who is considered deaf or mute, but it's not just limited to that they could not talk, but in terms of their mental capacity, that they are unable to think, because due to the ignorance, they are not able to understand the meaning of the Buddha Dharma teachings. So these are considered as the 8 non-leisures that we have not taken rebirth in.
然后呢，就有一叫做自五圆满，然后自他圆满。自五圆满是什么呢？就是我们自己会具备的5种条件。自己具备的5种条件是什么呢？就是身为人身为我们人身人的身体。然后呢，不但是身为人，而且我们的五官具足五官都是正常具足的。不但五官具足，而且呢，我们也出生在这个有佛法的地方。不但是出生在有佛法的地方，而且呢，我们的业绩不颠倒，也就是说，我们没有造五间罪等等的业绩颠倒的事情。这样不但是没有这样的罪业，而且呢，对佛法还产生了信心这个呢，就是我们自己具备的5种圆满。
And in terms of the endowment or the advantage, we have the self, the endowment, the first 5 endowments which are fulfilled in ourself, and then the 5 endowment which is fulfilled by the other or external. So in terms of the first 5 self-endowment, we have this human body, this precious human body. Our 5 main features of our 5 senses are all present and well. We have been taken birth in the place which Buddha Dharmas exist. We do not engage in the incorrect or wrong livelihood. And we have this devotion to the teaching of Buddha Dharma. This is considered the endowment which we have fulfilled in ourselves.
然后就有他五圆满。他五圆满是什么呢？就是佛出世了。如果是佛没有出世的话，就是黑暗时期没有佛法。但是呢，佛已经出世，所以呢就是光明时期，所以佛出世了。佛不但出世了，而且佛说法了。佛出世不说法的话，对我们也没有帮助。所以呢，就是佛不但出世，而且说法，这是第2种。然后就是佛也出世了，也说法了，但是佛法不住世的话，对我们也没有帮助。所以呢，就是佛法还住在这个世间，所以我们有机会可以闻法。然后呢，就是如佛也出世，也说法，佛法也住世，但是我们不去追随佛法，或是我们不去学习佛法的话，那我们也没有办法利益。所以呢，就是我们也追随了佛法。但是就算我们追随了佛法，没有善知识摄受我们的话，那我们也没有办法闻思修行。所以呢，有善知识摄受我们，给我们传法。所以呢，这个5个圆满就是5他圆满，所以一共就是18个圆满。我们所说的这个暇满人生18条，就是这18个。
And the endowment which is the 5 endowments as fulfilled by others, or the external condition, is that the first is that the Buddha has taken birth, or the Buddha has appeared. If the Buddha has not appeared, then that period of time will be considered as the time of darkness. So now the Buddha has appeared, and then it's considered the time of light. So, and also the Buddha have gave the teaching of Buddha Dharma. If the Buddhas appear but they did not give any teaching, then that would not help. But here, Buddha have also not only appeared but also gave Buddha Dharma teaching. And also, if the teaching does not remain or in this world, then it would not be effective or useful either. But so here, the Dharma, the sacred Dharma teaching has continued to remain and be present in this world. However, even if the Dharma teaching remain, but if we do not follow the path, or if we don't learn the teaching of Buddha Dharma, then we will not be able to benefit. So here we have also put ourselves in engaging on the path in which we follow the teaching of the Buddha Dharma. And lastly, even if we decide to follow the path of Buddha Dharma, we will not able to progress or practice without the aid or the help of the guidance of the spiritual friend or our guru. So here, the spiritual friend or guru is also present as available as the guidance. So these are the endowment which is fulfilled by the external conditions. So here, this consists of total of in terms of here it says leisure endowments are these are the 18 what we refer to as the human life with the leisure and endowments.
这个就是讲解了这里的暇满人生这4个字。然后极难得，极难得的话呢，这里有难得的部分呢有3种。第一个是我们要得到人生的话，要具备什么样的这个因来制造了我们这个人生的部分，还有讲解很多这个部分的需要什么样的条件。然后呢，又用比喻就说用比喻来形容我们的这个暇满的人生是有多么难得的。然后用数目就说我们对这个一切众生的数量上来相比的话，我们人生是多么难得的所以这些很仔细的话，在普贤上师言教这些里面就有讲，所以仔细的细节我就不讲了。难得的部分，它是用3种来形容怎么样难得的，你们可以参考一下，就是普贤上师言教里面的暇满人生难得的部分在那里面就是这3种都讲得非常清楚。
And here it says, which are so difficult to obtain. The difficult to obtain it has been explained in detail in the words of my perfect teacher, referring to the 3 conditions, and such as also the including how the metaphor to explain how rare this precious human life is, and also able to put it in a comparison in terms of amount of to explain or to define how precious this human life is. So these have all been explained in detail in the teaching on the words of my perfect teacher. This is something that you can go back to and look at or to review again.
当我们看到了多么难得的这个人生的时候，那我们心里就真正的会好好的回顾一下我的这个人生是多么难得的。那难得了又怎么样呢？那你就应该要珍惜那你就要知道你的生命是多么珍贵的，那你就会心里产生一个要珍惜这个珍贵的生命珍惜又怎么样呢？珍惜你就要好好的利用它这才是重点，而不是说只是难得，知道难得又怎么样？那就是珍贵嘛，那珍贵又怎么样？那你就是要珍贵的话，就要好好的利用它，这才是最终的目的。
So once we have understand how rare this precious this human life is, then we will really begin to really take a look in our own lives and really understand what it means to us, like how rare or how precious it is. Then what is the next action that we need to do? We understand the point is that we need to, once we have understand how precious this human life is, we just really have to use it wisely. Not just by understanding, it's very rare and it's very precious. It is that by knowing these, by understanding these, that you have to, the key point, that really the goal is to make sure that we use this precious human life wisely, to utilize it to its full extent. That is the ultimate goal of this.
然后就是记得能办人生力。既然我们已经得到了 这样难得的、这么珍贵的一个人生的话，它拿来干什么呢？它可以帮助我们办很多很多对我们的生命有利益的事情。那有利益的事情是什么呢？有利益的事情就是我们可以利用我们这个人生做对我们暂时有利益的事情。暂时利益是什么呢？人天福报，在享受人天的快乐，这些事情我们也可以依靠这个人生来做。我们也可以依靠它来帮助达成我们就近的快乐。就近的快乐是什么呢？得到解脱。我们要解脱，我们也可以利用这个人生来做就是得到解脱的这个事情。所以呢，能办人生利就是人生的利益，它是包括了2个：暂时的利益以及就近的利益。暂时的利益就是人天福报或者人天的生命、人天的快乐。就近的利益是什么呢？就是解脱成佛，就是就近的，所以它可以承办这些一切。
So here it continues, says, and they bring about the welfare of the world. So what is this welfare that we are talking about? So once we have obtained this precious human life, it can actually allow us to do many beneficial things for us, or this welfare of things for ourselves. So what are these referring as the welfare? We can do many things, such as the first, the temporary welfare to ourselves, in which is the acquiring joy or happiness, in which is acquired through in the heaven realm, human realm, and as well as the heavenly realm. Or this precious human life can also allow us to succeed in obtaining the ultimate benefit or the ultimate welfare, which is liberation. So here the welfare including these 2 types of welfare, the temporary as well as the ultimate. So temporary is the joy and happiness if it's limited to this human life or in the heavenly realm, and then the ultimate, which is the Buddhahood.
然后就是倘若今生力未办，今后怎得此圆满？那如果是我们得到了这样难得的这样圆满的一个人生，但是呢，我们没有利用它来办对今生以及来世有利益的事情的话，以后我们怎么可能够得到这么圆满的人生？这个的话，答案就在前面。暇满人生极难得，因为他们很难得到这样的人生，所以以后我们怎么可能再得到这样的生命呢？不可能。如果是这次我们不好好的利用的话，就是不可能得到的意思。
So here it says that if one fails to take this favorable opportunity into consideration, how can this occasion occur again? It says here, if we have already obtained this rare, complete, endowed human life, but if we have not utilized it to its full extent, for the benefit of this life and then the next, how are we able to possibly to obtain this kind of life again? The answer goes back because by understanding how rare this precious life that's endowed with leisure endowments, how rare it is, it will be impossible to obtain again if we don't utilize it well this time.
所以这4句呢，主要就是讲菩提心的所依的身就是身有怎么难得，多难得，就是所依身身的部分这样。然后接下来呢，就是要升起菩提心的话，所依的这个心的部分有多难得就是下面就是开始讲这个。
So here, these are referring to this first teaching regarding to how, in order to arouse bodhicitta, how rare it is of this human body is to obtain this rare human body in order to arouse bodhicitta. And then now it will begin on how rare it is from the mind it is in order to arouse bodhicitta. How rare of a mind that we need in order to arouse bodhicitta.
犹如乌云暗夜中，刹那闪电即明亮。如是因佛威德力，世人赞莽修佛意就是这4句。
here it says just as lightning illuminates the darkness of a cloudy night for an instant, in the same way, by the power of the Buddha, occasionally people's minds are momentarily inclined toward merit. These are the verses.
这4句的里面有一个叫做藏文，里面是讲，대전 설전 태인자는 직등 소원을 모두 탕감중，这个是我有最深的记忆的一个句子，因为我第一次学入行论的时候，下面有一个句子，我就常常把它误会到唐卡，它里面有个唐卡，我就一直想到这个唐卡，所以第一次我刚学菩提心这个入行论的时候，其实我自己好没有看这个文字，它的发音跟唐卡一模一样的，意思不是这个，所以这个句子我最影响最深的一个句子这样。这里呢主要是讲什么呢？刚刚那个只是一个，没什么意思啊。犹如乌云黑暗中，这个例子举的这个例子呢，就是他举了一个就是犹如有乌云的，然后就暗的话就是黑暗的意思，夜就是夜间的意思。它有3个比喻在这里有3个比喻在这里。夜间是什么呢？没有太阳的时候叫做夜间的比喻。而且暗是什么呢？就是暗的话是没有月光，叫做暗。然后呢，乌云密布，就是连星星都没有所以就是非常黑暗的意思。它是有3个比喻的。
So here, Rinpoche was referring to the verses that he had a really found memory that there was a term in which it was pronounced similar to Tanka. So when he first learned the teaching, he thought it was the Tanka on the Buddhist painting on the wall. So it continues that in here, there are, in terms of the darkness of a cloudy night, there's actually 3 metaphors regarding to this verse, which is translated in Chinese. But in terms of the night itself, with the night referring to when there's no sun, and then the darkness would mean is that there's no moon, and then the cloudy night means that there's not even stars that would appear. So these are the kind of the metaphor that's explained in this little verse here, the darkness of a cloudy night.
那这里的比喻是什么呢？在众生的相续当中也好，或是在这个末法时代也好，这个呢就好像那个夜间一样的那太阳的话是比喻是佛的变质智慧。那佛的变质智慧就是日光一样的，所以呢，在这个末法时代呢，就也没有像佛的变质智慧，像日光一般的变质智慧，所以呢叫做夜间这样然后呢就也没有菩萨们的就是无我的智慧一般的就月光就是这里比喻就是像菩萨们的无我智慧也没有这样的这个菩萨的智慧一般的就是这个黑暗那就是用举的例子就是月光一般的然后呢也没有声闻或缘觉阿罗汉门的智慧一般的，就是像星星一样的这样亮光都没有所以呢叫做乌云密布所以呢就是举这3个例子来比喻我们末法时代这个众生的相续有多么的黑暗这样。
那请问一下，佛是
变质智慧，就是变质的话就是 museum 对不对？全智 museum 对 all knowing 也可以对
变质
变质
Okay, so here this verse is referring to kind of like the metaphor to the mind streams of the sentient beings in this degenerative time. The lacking of sun, in which the sun is comparing to the wisdom of Buddha, the wisdom of all knowing. So here in this degenerative time, the sun is lacking. There's no presence of sun or the Buddha's all knowing wisdom. nor it does not have any moon that's present. The moon is kind of referring to the wisdom bodhisattva of the selflessness or non-self. And then nor it does not have any stars in such this cloudy night. The stars referring to the wisdom of the Sravaka, Paribuddha, and as well as the Arhats. So this is referring to kind of like the condition in which the mind stream of the sentient beings of this current degenerative time.
这个呢就是解释了就是用比喻来讲解了我们众生的相续，就是有多么的黑暗，一点智慧都没有这样然后刹那闪电即明亮，但是呢，虽然这么黑暗也没有太阳，也没有月亮，也没有星星的光，但是呢，乌云密布的时候，如果是在这个过程当中一个闪电大家都知道闪电打雷下雨的时候有闪电，那个闪电光的时候呢，就是很短的时间里，一个刹那间，你可以看到一下就是外面的这些景色就是它就是比喻的是这个，就像这样的一个非常短暂的时间里，你可以看到一个外面的世界一般的，就是很短暂的一个智慧也好，或者一个这样的一个智慧呢，就是在众生相续里面产生的只有这么多的意思这样。
So this is referring like a metaphor to the mind stream of the sentient beings in this degenerative time. But here it says that just as a lightning illuminates the darkness of a cloudy night for an instant, here it's the lightning. When in the really dark night, when there's a lightning, for that short instant, once the lightning hit, you can actually see the entire view outside of the world, or the view of the world. So this is referring to this metaphor, this lightning, in which illuminates, referring kind of as a metaphor to this short, limited wisdom which can only arise in such limited amount in the current sentient being's mind stream. This is what it refers to as.
所以呢，这说如是因佛威德力，世人暂蒙修佛意就是为了这个修行佛法也好，为了成就佛果也好，这样的一个念头这样像修行的这个念头，这样也就是这样的念头就是一个福报，这样的一个意念呢，就是在世人的相续当中，就好像闪电一般的只会升起一刹那短的时间里就消失了所以这个就是在讲，就是说我们世间人的意念从就是比如说举一个例子，从早到晚所有产生的念头里面，像修行佛法的念头也好，或者是信心也好，出离心也好，菩提心也好就是这样的念头，就这么短暂只会出现这么短暂的一个念头这是作为一个比喻，就是说在闪电那么的短暂而已，根本没有像日光那么的光亮，也没有星星那样的光亮，就是一个闪电一般的非常非常短暂的，就是千百万年之间，就是好像偶尔有些人的相续当中连一次都不会产生的就是这么短暂的一个念头。
So here it says that by the power of Buddha, occasionally people's mind are momentarily inclined toward merit. So here it says that this thought of whether to engage in the practice of Buddha Dharma or attain Buddhahood, this type of thought will only appear in the minds of the sentient beings for only a really short, if not an instant moment, and then it will disappear. In this comparison to, it's by looking at the thoughts or the mind stream of mundane sentient beings from the morning till night, the thoughts of devotion or towards Dharma or the renunciation of this life or the bodhicitta, these will only arise only for an instant. So just like the metaphor of the lightning, which illuminate this dark world. So it is not like the illumination of the sun or like the moon. So thereby, it's only if you have to take an example, it really just seems like it will only appear once in a few million years, and it will not appear again. This is referring kind of like the metaphor to it.
所以呢，在这里描述了第一个就是心的所依。所以呢，当我们一个人生的相续当中，已经有产生了像闪电一般的这样短暂的一个佛意或者是这样的时候呢，我们要利用起来所以呢这个就是我们上面的第一个就是深意，就是暇满的人生是非常难得的，已经得到了。然后下面这一句就是心的所依就是这个已经有的话，在众生的相续当中，这些都是非常非常稀有的所以这个第二个呢，就是已经有了这样的时候，我们要好好的珍惜，然后呢这样。
So here, regarding to kind of the referring to the necessary condition of the mind in order to arouse bodhicitta, here we explain how rare this kind of condition is. So in the previous verse, we have talked about how rare it is for us to have this human body, in order to arouse bodhicitta. So here we talked about how rare we have this instant of thought that we reach to attain, to engage in Buddha Dharma practice. So since as to how rare it is, in which has been described, it's really necessary for us to take cherish of this rare opportunity or rare condition, in both in our body and our mind.
然后接下来呢，就是讲第二个怎么样屈辱这个心态的部分。这里呢有很多种首先呢就是讲我们这个如何来驱逐或者如何来遣除这个罪业的最好的办法，或者最强的对治力是什么主要是讲这个部分。
And then here the next verse is talks about how are we able to eliminate these negative or karmic obstructions, or what is the best antidote to these karmic obstructions in our mind stream.
以使善行恒为弱，罪业力大即难当，舍次圆满菩提心，何有余善能胜彼？
So here it says, thus, virtue is perpetually ever so feeble, while the power of vice is great and extremely dreadful. If there were no spirit of a perfect awakening, what other virtue would overcome it?
那上面我们讲了众生相续当中的业力，就好像没有太阳、没有月亮、没有星星的那样的黑暗的一样，那么力量就那么大。 但是呢，在这中间的这个善行呢，就好像一个闪电一般的，那么的微弱，那么的短暂。那这样的话，这里说以是善行很微弱的话，就是除了菩提心之外的那些善行，主要就是指的这里指的这个不是菩提心，是指的菩提心之外的善行，就是很微弱这些其他的善行的话，没有办法阻挡那些很庞大的、很深的这些罪业，没有办法阻挡他们，因为那些这个罪业的力量太大了，所以呢，这里说是以是善行很微弱就是这个罪业力大即难当，所以除了菩提心之外的任何的善行的话，很难，这就是也可以说是不可能来阻挡这就很罪业这个力量很大的这些罪业就是这样的意思。
So here, in the previous verse, we have talked about how the karmic obstructions in the sentient beings' mind stream of this time is compared to, or metaphor to compare to, the darkness of the world, which there's no sun, moon, nor any light, and then the kind of like this positive thought to engage in positivity is just like that of enlightening, and it's just short instance. So here it says that the virtue is perpetually ever so feeble, meaning that any virtue, here it says the other virtues other than the virtues other than bodhicitta, says that any of these other virtues are ever so feeble that they are not able to overcome or counter the force of the vice or the negativity. So here it says that it's essentially saying that any other virtue other than bodhicitta will be impossible to overcome the force of the negativity or the force of vice.
那唯一的能够阻挡或是能够胜过这些业力的是什么呢？就是圆满的菩提心。圆满的菩提心是什么意思呢？这里圆满的菩提心就是它具备智慧以及慈悲的这个菩提心，就是圆满的菩提心。除了这个之外，我们靠其他的任何善业都没有办法阻挡这些恶业。因为这个恶业的这个因各方面都因为众生的业力很容易就具备，很容易就让你造很大的业力。但是其他的这些善行呢，就是不是很容易就能够具足那么多的善行，而且呢，就算具备，它都很微弱的，没有办法阻挡这些生业力、深重的这个业力。所以这里唯一的就是菩提心有了这个菩提心呢，才可以真正的阻挡或者消除、遣除这些极大的、深重的这些业障的意思。
So here it says that if there is no spirit of perfect awakening, what other virtue will overcome it? So here it says that the only thing that can really overcome or counter this extreme vice or negativity means the perfect bodhicitta, in which it consists of wisdom as well as compassion. Other than this virtue, there's no other virtue that can counter these severe negative or vice force. Because in this mainstream of sentient beings, they are very easy or prone to engage new developing or accumulating severe karmic obstructions, and that the other types of virtues are hard to counter these type of karmic obstructions. Other virtues other than only through complete or perfect bodhicitta, then they're able to purify these obstacles or these obstructions.
所以这4句主要就是讲什么呢？主要就是讲这个罪业深重的这些罪过呢，就是唯一菩提心才可以遣除掉他们菩提心是最好的就是对治他们的方法这样。接下来就是讲什么呢？接下来就是讲为什么菩提心是最好的，或者说菩提心就是让我们这个得到究竟暂时以及究竟的这个快乐利益最好的方法是菩提心接下来就是讲这个。
So here these verses mainly talk about how the only bodhicitta can eliminate these severe karmic obstructions. And then the next verses will be explained on why is that the bodhicitta will allow us to able to obtain the temporary as well as the ultimate benefit or temporary and ultimate happiness.
佛语多解思维深思维，见此决心最饶益，无量众生依于此顺利能获最胜乐。那这里就是讲说为什么呢？因为在很多的解的过程当中，一切诸佛菩萨们就是经过了很多的思维、深深的思维以及讨论，说怎么样的方法，什么样的法才是最对众生有帮助，怎么样才是最对众生有利益。经过了多少节的思维以及商讨的之下呢，最后大家的决定，虽然佛法有很多很深广的法，但是呢，最有帮助对众生最直接有帮助的什么呢？就是菩提心。大家最后决定菩提心是最棒的。
So here says, the Lord of Sages, who have been contemplating for many eons, have seen this alone as a blessing by which joy is easily increased and an immeasurable multitude of beings are rescued. So here it says that after throughout many eons or kalpas, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, after thorough thinking and discussions, the best teaching that they came up with that is the most beneficial to the sentient beings. They have been thought about for many eons and kalpas. So that although the teaching of the Buddha Dharma is very vast, but then the one that beneficial most, the one that able to directly and beneficial the most, is the teaching of the Bodhicitta for the sentient beings.
所以呢，这里说无量众生于此顺利，能获最胜乐啊，就是菩提心是最殊胜的，也就是唯一的选择，也是最就近的啊，对众生有利益的这样。
So here again it says that it's a blessing by which joy is easily increased and immeasurable multitude of beings are rescued. So that this bodhicitta is the best and also the ultimate that's teaching for the sentient beings.
那接下来的4句呢，主要是讲什么呢？如果是我们要满足自己的愿望，或是我们要满足自己想要得到的东西的话，就是唯一是什么啊？就是讲这个。这里说欲灭三有百般苦，即除有情众不安，欲享百种快乐者，恒常莫舍菩提心啊，就这4句来讲。
So in the next verses, we talk about if we wish to always have our wishes fulfilled, the best thing is to have bodhicitta. And then here it says that those who long to overcome the abundant miseries of mundane existence, those who wish to dispel the adversities of sentient beings, and those who yearn to experience a myriad of joys, should never forsake the spirit of awakening.
那这里说，如果是你欲求，你想要这个毁灭三有就是说轮回的这个百般的这个痛苦就是我们可以看到这个轮回的痛苦是不可思议的地狱、恶鬼、旁生、人、梵天、天界都有痛苦的，这些痛苦就是百般的苦，就是说不可思议的这些痛苦，我们是没有办法，有些痛苦是没有办法想象的这些痛苦。如果你要想毁灭掉这些三有的这些痛苦也好，或者是呢你想遣除掉有情众生的不安就是他们的这个痛苦、不安、不快乐的这些事情也好，或者是你要享受百种快乐者，或者你自己要享受就是人天的福报的快乐，或是就近的解脱的快乐也好这些都是你应该要恒常莫舍菩提心。你唯一的办法就是不要舍弃菩提心恒常莫舍菩提心，就是从现在开始直至你成佛为止，不要舍弃菩提心，这才你可以达到你的欲望也好，你要达到你的希望愿望也好，唯一的方法就是恒常莫舍菩提心。你如果是舍弃了菩提心，这些都没有办法达到，唯一的就是不舍弃菩提心这些以上讲的这些你都可以达到这样。
So here, for those who want to overcome the suffering of the mundane existence or samsara, we can see the terms of suffering of this samsara or mundane existence, in terms of the hell realm, preta realm, animal realm, and human realm. Sometimes some of these sufferings are really something that's like truly inconceivable, something that we cannot think of. So if we wish to overcome or eliminate these sufferings, or you wanted to eliminate or dispel the adversities of sentient beings, or you really want to just enjoy either the temporary benefit or the ultimate benefit then the only way for you is to never forsaken bodhicitta, to always keep bodhicitta in your mind stream. So from now on until you attain Buddhahood, to never forsaken bodhicitta, then all your wishes that you have, all the wishes that listed above, were able to achieve and come true. So thereby, once if you truly have this bodhicitta, then you can achieve all these things that is listed in these verses.
那接下来的4个颂词呢，主要就是讲，一旦在你的相续当中升起了刹那的菩提心，这样的话，你的名字都可以改变，就是成佛子，就是要讲这个它的功德。
And in the next verses describe that even if you have in the instant in which you arise bodhicitta, then your name, your title will be changed. You can be called as the child of the Sugatas.
生死欲系苦有情，若生刹那菩提心，即刻得名诸佛子，世间人天应礼敬。那我们在这个生死轮回的这个痛苦的这个火坑里面常常在这个受苦的这些有情众生，如果是在他的相续当中升起了刹那的菩提心，就像一刹那的这个菩提心，他的功德都是非常大的。怎么样呢？他在那一刹那，他的名字就可以改为佛子，佛子就是菩萨的意思，这样，不但是名字可以改成佛子，而且在他的相续当中，只要有这个菩提心的那一天，人以及天人都应该都变成他们可以顶礼、可以礼敬的对境。
So here it says that when the spirit of awakening has arisen, in an instant a wretch who is bound in the prison of this cycle of existence is called a child of the Sugatas and become worthy of reverence in the worlds of God and humans. So here in the as sentient beings in which is bound to this fiery pit of the suffering of samsara, if for any of the sentient beings, even for one moment, they were to arouse the moment of bodhicitta in their mind stream, then this will bring immense merit, such as that person will be able to call as the child of the Sugatas. And then that person, as long as the bodhicitta remain in that person's mind stream, he or she will become worthy of reverence by the world and with the gods as well as the humans.
所以这里就是讲菩提心的功德有多大。不管你是任何人之前不管你是男的、女的，或是就是商人，或是任何就是乞丐，不管你是什么样的人，当你的相续当中升起了菩提心的那一刹那，你就可以称为是佛子，你就是变成了人天所有可以顶礼的这个对境这就是菩提心的功德。这里就是不分你之前是什么样的那个种族，也不分你是男女，也不分你的这个在世间上的这个地位的高低，完全不分。当你的相续当中升起了菩提心的那一刹那，你就是佛子了。这样。
So here it talks about how immense the merit of bodhicitta is to arouse bodhicitta. So before arousing bodhicitta, whether you're a man, a woman, a merchant or a beggar, anyone, once you have bodhicitta arising in your mind stream, then you have become the child of the Sugatas. You'll be able to become a subject of reverence for the gods and humans. So this is really the quality of the bodhicitta. So this is not limited to the caste of your social level or your status in the social level. Once bodhicitta have arisen in your mind stream, you will become someone as worthy of reverence.
然后接下来呢，就是讲菩提心的这个利益，用比喻来讲解这个菩提心的利益。
Then the next verses are describing the benefits of the bodhicittas through metaphors.
这里讲什么呢？犹如最胜野金料，构生得此将转成无价之宝佛陀身就用这4句来讲解。那这里讲的这个最胜野金料，以前有一个叫做野金料，它这个呢就是可以将 一般的铁转成黄金的一个料，就是它这个液晶料里面呢，它有上等的、中等的，然后呢就是下等的。如果是下等的液晶料的话，它1两液晶料可以把100两黄金铁转成黄金然后呢，不是10斤1两液晶料可以将10斤的这个铁转成黄金，这是下等的。然后中等的话，它可以1两的液晶料可以将100斤的铁转成黄金。然后就是最上等的这个液晶料的，可以将1000斤铁转成黄金。所以这里说的是，就是最盛的液晶料，就是说等于是1两的液晶料可以将1000斤的这个铁转成黄金，最殊胜的那样液晶料。这个呢，就好像菩提心一样的，菩提心就像这个液晶最盛、最殊胜的液晶料一般的一样。
最低的是1两
，10斤，对，转成黄金。
1两的，1两的铁到1两。
不是，1两的这个液晶料可以把10斤的这个铁转成黄金。然后中等的话是1两的这个液晶料可以将100斤的铁，这样。
Here it says upon taking this impure form, it transmutes it into the priceless image of Jinn of the Jinnah. So firmly hold the quicksilver elixir called the spirit of awakening, which must be utterly transmuted. So here, the bodhicitta here metaphor is referring as the act of the quicksilver elixir. In the time, this quicksilver elixir is able to transmute the metals into gold. So there's the different qualities in which the highest, the middle quality, and then the lowest quality. The lowest quality is for one. The measurement value is liang. So one of that is able to transmute 10 kilograms metal into gold. The middle quality is able to transmute 100 kilogram metal into gold. And then the highest level is able to transmute 1,000 kilograms of metal into gold. So the bodhicitta is referring to as a metaphor comparing to the elixir of the highest quality.
所以呢，这里说构身得此将转成无价之宝佛陀身，就是我们一般的有情众生，我们的一个世间的人的，我们的相续也好，我们的身体也好，都是构成就是有很多的构然造成的一个身体，就好像一般的普通的铁一样的就是没有什么价值，没有什么就是很高的价值。但是呢，当依靠了我们的这个菩提心依靠了菩提心的话，就是马上我们的这个身体就变成了无价之宝佛陀的身一般的，就好像这个最盛的这个冶金料将1000两的这个1000斤的这个铁转为黄金一般的，就是它在那个当下就将我们那个非常普通的身体，非常普通的一个众生变成了佛子就是这样。所以呢，古印坚持菩提心所以呢，我们应该要坚持维持我们在相续当中要有这个菩提心，因为它是有多么的珍贵，它是有这么的殊胜这样。
So here it says, upon taking its impure form, it transmutes it into the priceless image of the Jinn of the Jinnah. So for us, this is a comparison or metaphor in which, for us as sentient beings, whether in our minds, in terms of our mind stream or our physical body, it consists of many impurity, just like the ordinary metal, with not much value. However, with the bodhicitta, or that compared to the elixir, we're able to transmute our body into the body that of the Buddha. just like the 1 liang of elixir is able to transmute 1,000 kilogram of metal into gold. So that the bodhicitta is able to transform our body into the body of the Buddha. This is how rare, how precious the bodhicitta is by giving this metaphor. So this is something that we must really take precious and take hold of the mind of the bodhicitta.
然后接下来呢，我们这里今天讲的这个课，我们就讲到这里。但是呢，大家要闻思的时候要怎么闻思呢？我们就是说每4个颂词，它是代表了一个意义。我们要闻思的时候呢，就是为什么会这样讲？你就要反问自己，然后呢，就要真正的去了解它后面的意义是什么。这个是非常重要的。我们在闻思的时候，字面上这样读一读，我懂了就可以了，不要这样。我们要知道，就说他这样讲的意思是什么，然后呢，之后就是为什么要这样讲，然后之后他后面的意义你了解了以后呢，你才会有更深一层的这个了解所以大家在闻思的时候呢，一定要这样去闻思，然后呢，不但是闻思，而且呢，这里面讲的这些意义一定要记住我们以前我们在学这个入行论的时候是要把这些颂词都背下来的，但这边大家要背可能比较困难，词的部分要背比较困难，但是呢，意义如果你真正的是这个闻思的时候，你是可以背下来的，可以记住的，意义是比较容易记得住的，词句可能是比较难因为你要按照它的这个词句去背诵是比较难，但是呢，你每一个颂词的意义，你真正的了解了，你懂了以后呢，这个是在你的相续当中或者在你的记忆里面是比较容易留下来的。所以呢，希望大家以这样的方式，然后呢，就是去多闻思。在闻思的同时呢，我们要就是实修实修那怎么样实修呢？实修的部分就是，比如说像今天我们讲的这些每一个课就是暇满人生难得的部分，然后我们在世间的人的相续当中所升起的这个佛意的部分呢然后呢，菩提心的利益菩提心是唯一可以阻挡这个罪业的这些部分呢，我们一一的去思维的时候呢，我们就会有一个很强烈的这个愿望，要修菩提心，要在我的相续当中能够让它升起菩提心这个就是我们要做的部分。接下来呢，我们今天的课就暂时停到这里，以后我们的讲菩提心的这个课的时候，也许我们会打坐几分钟之类的，但是今天呢暂时不用
So here, this concludes the morning teaching here for today's morning teaching here. So here, but in terms of in the process of learning and contemplating, we need to really understand the meaning of each of these verses. What do these verses mean? When we learn when we engage in learning and contemplating, we cannot just say, we have understand the meaning by the words itself. After we have to understand the meaning, then we have to ask ourselves, why does it say so? Why is it being said in this way? What is the explanation or meaning behind these verses? So this is something that we must keep in mind when we are engaged in the learning and contemplating. So we really have to, and also after we have learned and contemplate these verses, these teachings, we also have to really make sure that we remember these teachings by their meaning. When we are engaged in learning a treatise like this, we actually have to memorize these verses. However, it seems here for the students here, maybe it'll be easier for you to just really try to memorize the meanings of what these verses are about. To memorize these meanings will be easier just to and then to memorize these verses by the words. So once you have truly understand or grasp the meaning, this is something that's really what is necessary or to achieve for you to really understand and memorize the meanings behind all these teachings. And likewise, and also we need to engage in the actual practice as well in terms of we'll also engage in the actual practicing as well. For example, here in each of these verses, such as the beginning, this leisure endowment, the life of a leisure endowment, this basically the rare human body, and also as well as the rare mind of thought of positivity, such as the lightning, the metaphor, and also the benefit of bodhicitta that can counter all the negative karmic obstructions. These are all teachings that once we have thoroughly contemplated, we have to really think about it. Once we contemplate them and think about them, then we're able to develop this strong urge or this strong intention to engage and practice developing bodhicitta in our mind stream. So thereby, from now on in the classes later on, after each class session ends, the teaching session ends, we may take couple minutes to meditate just for this purpose, but it will not be engaged today.
今天就讲到这里了。
And so this concludes this morning's teaching.